Connor Bedard leads the NHL in points. That is such a nice thing to be able to say. Oh, that makes me so happy. What's up, everyone? It's Alex, and it's time to talk about the latest week in Hawks hockey. We got 3 games to cover, so let's jump right into it. These are the final 3 games of a 6-game road trip up in the Pacific Northwest, and then taking a pit stop in Detroit. But the first 3 were in Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Seattle. They play the other 2 teams in that region, Vancouver and Calgary, and then wrapped it up in Detroit. So let's jump right into their first game of the week, which was Vancouver. Look, the Blackhawks and the Canucks, they have their own thing going. It's not the biggest rivalry in the world, but definitely there's some tension here because those playoff series in the late 2000s, early 2010s, pretty tense and emotional. And I know that Canuck fans still hate the Blackhawks quite a bit. So, yeah. In more recent times, the Blackhawks have just been really bad against the Vancouver Canucks. They haven't won a game against the Canucks since 2021 at all. It's been a long time since they've beaten the Canucks. And they already lost their first game against Vancouver this season. So what do they have in store on the road this time? Look, I'm not going to bore you with the details. We'll jump straight to the third period because there were no goals scored in the first 2 periods. Now, that doesn't always mean let's not talk about it. But in this case, the entire storyline was written in the third period, especially because we saw a hat trick in the third period alone from Tyler Bertuzzi. Oh boy. I mean, this guy has been a depth piece. We brought him in to kind of have some veteran talent around. And he played fine last year. I'm not going to say he had a bad year last year, but there was some left to be desired. I will not lie. Absolutely amazing in this game. I mean, when I talk about a guy that knows his role, is a guy who knows his role because the backdoor tip-in has been Tyler Bertuzzi's wheelhouse this season. I mean, and this week absolutely shows it. The first 2 goals he scored in this game, which were the first 2 goals scored in the game, both backdoor tip-ins. Guy is in the right spot, and his teammates know that he is on the back door, and they are getting him the puck, and it's just a simple redirect into the net. It's very nice to be able to get those goals like that. So there's 2 right there for you. And then the next 2 goals in the third period were scored also on like rebound chances. So while the first 2 Bertuzzi goals were more backdoor design play, Ilya Mikheyev scored after a couple of whacks at it from the Blackhawks offense after they generate a chance. And then the puck finds a stick and he puts it by Kevin Lankinen. And then Tyler Bertuzzi, to cap up the hat trick, has a shot, it picks up a rebound, and is able to hold on to it and have the patience to make Lankinen make the mistake, and he puts it in to make it 4-0 Hawks. Like, this game was 0-0 going into the third period, and the Hawks would jump out to a 4-0 lead. The Canucks would get 2 pity goals, but it doesn't matter. Connor Bedard puts in the empty netter to seal the deal, and the Hawks win their first game against the Canucks since 2021. They win this one 5-2, and I like the sound of that. Look, I think this is a big win for the Hawks because they're coming off a road loss to a Seattle team that wasn't very good last season. They got to play against the Vancouver Canucks, which, again, is a team that they have not played well against for the last 4 years. They haven't won a game in 4 years against this squad. And there were no goals scored for the first 2 periods. So to see them go out there and put up 4 was really nice to see. Of course, 5 with the empty netter, but 4 in a row to really put this one out of reach was nice because when they played the Canucks earlier this season at home, Tyler Bertuzzi had a goal taken away from him from goaltender interference, which would have given the Hawks the lead in that game. And, they'd lose in the shootout. So this is a big rebound win for the Blackhawks. And well, the good news for the Blackhawks is that they get the Calgary Flames next. This is a Calgary Flames team that has been very bad this season. And when I say very bad, I mean pretty much the worst team in the NHL this year. So it's been a long year for Flames fans already. A truly horrendous start to the 25-26 season for Calgary. It would not get better because the Hawks would go in there and dominate, as they should if they want to be taken seriously. And it was the Connor Bedard show. 4-0 win for the Hawks. 4 points for Connor Bedard. A goal and 3 assists. Let's chat about that. I mean, in the first, on a power play, after normal power play stuff, Connor Bedard fires a pass shot right to the stick of Tyler Bertuzzi, who has it angled correctly, puts it by the goaltender. It's 1-0. Tyler Bertuzzi continuing a hot streak. Connor Bedard with a wicked pass, and that's a good redirect from Tyler Bertuzzi to make it 1-0 Chicago. But it would be 1-0 until the end of the second period. And it would be really early in the third period, like not even a minute and a half into the third period, where the Hawks would get a great chance when Alex Vlasic and Andre Burakovsky combined to clear the puck out of the defensive zone, and it actually springs a 2-on-1 for Connor Bedard. And guess who? Tyler Bertuzzi. And Bedard passes to Bertuzzi, who waits and is patient. Bang! 2-0 Hawks, man. Tyler Bertuzzi now has 5 of the last 7 Hawks goals. The guy is on an absolute heater. I mean, seriously, I know that there are 3 of them have been backdoor tip-ins, but goals are goals. They're not; those goals don't happen if he's not there to redirect it into the net. But this is one where he really just sniped it by the goalie this time. And I love to see that. Bedard trusting in the teammate, his second point, Bertuzzi's second point. And then about halfway through the third period, I mean, if you want an example of why the Flames are a bad hockey team, this is it. They've got 3 guys in the corner against 2 Blackhawks in a puck battle in the corner. They lose that. So you got 3 guys behind the play as it gets out to Andre Burakovsky. He just maneuvers around the defender enough to get the puck ahead to Connor Bedard. So that's a 4th guy that they've beat. And Burakovsky doesn't even fall the way down. So he gets back up and back in formation. It's now a 3-on-1. And it's Bedard, Burakovsky, and Bertuzzi. Initially, you'd think this is going to be Bedard going to Bertuzzi as Burakovsky's a little behind the formation. No. Connor Bedard goes back to Burakovsky. You're like, okay, maybe Burakovsky's going to try and get a tip-in from Tyler Bertuzzi. No. Burakovsky just picks his corner, beats Dustin Wolf, snipes it, 3-0 Chicago. The Flames just got absolutely wrecked on that play. Allowed a bad odd man rush. And their goaltender's just stuck there frozen because he doesn't know what to do because he's now facing a 3-on-1 with the Hawks top line. Man, that sucks for Calgary because that's a bad, bad play. And then we get the icing on the cake. With about 2 minutes to go in the game. Hawks are up 3-0, by the way. Morgan Frost is trying to clear and push the puck down the ice out of his own offensive zone. Connor Bedard comes streaking in and just pickpockets him. He's able to get the handle after working it through in between his legs or whatever. He's got a full-on breakaway now. He made Dustin Wolf look silly on this play. I mean, I swear, he made him look... Oh, he was so lost on that play. Connor Bedard with one of his best goals as a pro. That was nuts. Again, if you thought the last goal the Flames let up was bad enough, wait until you see them get beat by literally one guy. Like, at least the last one, you gave up a 3-on-1. No, you literally turned the puck over in your own end with the best player on the other team stealing it from you, and he just... It's not even like he did anything crazy to beat Wolf. It was just a simple crossover type, like he moved one way, the other way, and it's just one simple deke, and it's in the net. Man. Connor Bedard, have yourself a night. That is a well-deserved reward after 3 assists so far in this game. Finished it off with a goal, a highlight reel goal at that, for a 4-point night. And so the Hawks finished this Northwest road trip 2-2-1. 2 regulation losses to Winnipeg and Seattle, 2 regulation wins against Vancouver and Calgary, and an overtime loss against Edmonton. Though they have 1 game left on this road trip as a whole, and it's a stop in Detroit against the hated Red Wings. And so now you got to go up against the face of your franchise for the last decade in Patrick Kane, on your biggest rival historically. And then you got to go up against Alex DeBrincat, who you had both of those guys, and Patrick Kane openly said that DeBrincat was one of the guys he loved playing with. And it's probably the reason why he's in Detroit right now. And the Red Wings are having a good start to this season. They've been a team that feels like they've been on the cusp of playoff contention for a couple of years now, but they have failed to put together the pieces to get into the field. I mean, they had that 1 year, I think it was 2 years ago, they missed the playoffs by like 1 or 2 points. Then last year, it kind of got away from them. Like, it feels like Detroit's a trendy pick to get to the playoffs for the last couple of years, but they just haven't gotten there. But it feels like they're actually having a good start to the season, putting themselves in a good position to get there. So what do the Hawks do on the road against a team that has looked pretty good at home this year in the Detroit Red Wings? Oh, nothing much. Just score in the first minute on a power play on an absolute rocket from Connor Bedard into the top right corner. Where did he put that shot? Are you kidding me? Dude! Connor Bedard with back-to-back highlight reel goals in just like 3 minutes of game action to end Calgary and to begin Detroit. I mean, seriously. You can't be serious with this shot. Oh my gosh. And continuing just a couple minutes later, by the way, we're still in the first 5 minutes, the Hawks give up a 2-on-1 to Lucas Raymond and Dylan Larkin. And Arvid Soderblom thinks he makes the save on Lucas Raymond, but the puck leaks behind him, and Dylan Larkin's there for the easy tap-in behind Soderblom. And that's the moment when everyone in Chicago who tuned in after the first puck drop and didn't see, obviously, the graphics where they say starting goaltenders, that's the moment when Hawks fans realize, oh, yeah, we got our backup playing today. But don't worry, that's like the low light of the game. And frankly, that's the low light of the week, just solely for the fact that's the only goal they let up that wasn't in garbage time this week. They played such a clean week of hockey. I mean, it's unbelievable how dominant this team was this week. Because early in the second period, the Hawks are back on the power play. They win a puck battle behind the Red Wings net, and Andrei Burakovsky finds it on his stick in the left wing circle, and he fires a cross-ice pass for a one-timer clapper from Teuvo Teravainen to put the Hawks up 2-1, a lead they would not give up. The Hawks now 2 for 2 on the power play in this game, which, hey, that's pretty nice. And then they'd wait until their next power play to score again, which would come about 5 minutes into the third period. So it'd be 2-1 for the rest of the second period. And again, it's really early in this power play when Connor Bedard finds Tyler Bertuzzi down low, and it's a simple, he grabs it here, makes a nice turnaround, tucks it right in, and it's 3-1. Tyler Bertuzzi this week with a lot of dirty goals. A couple of backdoor tip-ins, some rebound opportunities, and then let's just jam it by the goaltender. Tyler Bertuzzi, have yourself a week. 6 goals in 3 games. And that was all the Hawks needed to do to win. 3 for 3 on the power play. And oh, by the way, all 3 of those goals came in about the first 40 seconds or earlier in each given power play. So it was just the Hawks that were scoring on the power play. They were scoring quick off the power play. They were efficient in this game. And that's where they win it. Because they took a ton of penalties. The Red Wings went 0 for 5 on the power play in this game. Special teams, the deciding factor. Hawks really good on the power play and really good on the penalty kill. What else can you ask for? So the Red Wings pull John Gibson. Andre Burakovsky puts it into the empty net with about 3.5 to go. 4-1 Chicago. Gibson comes back in. And then with under 30 seconds to go, Ryan Donato behind the Red Wing net with a beautiful pass, a fake out backhand, turns to a forehand pass right to the stick of Oliver Moore, the prospect who just got called up. And he puts it by Gibson for his first NHL goal to make it 5-1 Chicago. And hey, I love to see that for a young guy getting his first NHL goal. We've seen 2 of those this year for the Hawks already, and both in late game scenarios against big rivals for the Blackhawks. Ryan Green late in that 8-3 slaughter of the Blues, which was their 8th goal. And then now Oliver Moore in a 4-goal victory against the Detroit Red Wings, both on the road. And this one with under 20 seconds to go was really didn't mean much at all. But hey, a goal in the NHL is a goal in the NHL. No one can take that away from you now, Oliver. Gotta love to see it. Happy for him. Here, I got a fun little question to ask you. Who do you think in this game had double the shots of the other team? The final score is 5-1 Chicago, by the way. If you guess the Blackhawks are wrong, the Detroit Red Wings had 45 shots in this game. The Chicago Blackhawks had about 20. The Red Wings doubled the Hawks shot counter and only could beat the backup, Arvid Soderblom, once. Yeah, that's not how you win hockey games right there. That's not how it happens. You know how you win hockey games? Efficiency. The Hawks, 3 for 3 on the power play. I mean, seriously, John Gibson let in pretty much 1 of every 5 shots that was headed his way in this game. Detroit, 0 for 5 on the power play. Efficiency. That's the name of the game. That's why the Hawks won this contest. When they got their high-danger scoring chances, they were capitalizing and putting it in the back of the net. It's really funny because shots on goal can be indicative of how a game plays out. Because 45 shots for the Red Wings, only 1 goal, either means your offense is firing on all cylinders and your goaltender, or their goaltender, just is saving everything, or a lot of the shots you're throwing on net are not very high-danger chances. And on the contrary, when the Hawks score 5 goals on 20 shots, you're getting a lot of high-danger chances, and you're paying off on those high-danger chances. Either that, or the goaltender that you're playing against sucks a lot and is letting up a bunch of softies. So in those 3 games, the Hawks found a way to find the back of the net 14 times. 2 of them were empty netters, so 12 goals with a goaltender in net, but 14 goals over 3 games. No one's going to be complaining about that. 9 of those involved Connor Bedard in some way. 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points over the week. Tyler Bertuzzi, 6 goals and 1 assist through these 3 games. The guy was a machine. Hat trick against Vancouver, 2 goals against Calgary, and a power play goal against Detroit. Like, the guy was playing out of his mind this week. And then I got to give credit to Artie Levshinov. I haven't said his name at all today, but hey, 4 assists. The guy's got 9 assists this season so far in his first full year with the Blackhawks. The guy's already making an impact, even if he hasn't found the back of the net yet this year. I really like what I'm seeing defensively. And I think the team's starting to find some youth, and it's starting to blossom. These guys are starting to develop, and I absolutely love to see that. And by the time that game against the Red Wings finished up, Connor Bedard had leapfrogged Macklin Celebrini for the league lead in points. Connor Bedard is on a 8-game point streak, but in said games, he's got 7 goals and 11 assists for 18 points in 8 games. That's over 2 points a game. The guy's on an absolute tear, the best string of games in his young career. It's amazing what this guy's been able to do for the Hawks. And the guy is literally not even able to drink. He's literally 20 years old. Excuse me. Can't drink in the United States because I know most countries in the world use 18 as the legal drinking age instead of 21. Anyways, one final stat before you go. When Calgary got shut out by Spencer Knight, they were the first team to get shut out by the Chicago Blackhawks since December 7th, 2023. It had been over 700 days since the last shutout by a Blackhawks goaltender, and it belongs to Spencer Knight. So it's kind of crazy to think that it's been that long since the Blackhawks pulled off a shutout. So coming up next, the Hawks are going to get rewarded for having to spend 2 weeks out in the Pacific Northwest on a 6-game road trip. They get 8 of their next 9 games at home. 2 separate 4-game homestands sandwiched in between a road game at Buffalo. But as it pertains to this upcoming week, it's the Devils, the Maple Leafs, and the Flames. Devils are a very good team. They're sitting atop the Metropolitan Division right now. If they're able to beat them, I like their chances to get a 6-game winning streak because the Maple Leafs haven't been playing very good this season. They're one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference. But then again, they have like a 500 record. They're like 8-1 or something like that. The Eastern Conference, everyone is at least average right now. That'll obviously fix itself as the season progresses. And then they have the Flames, who are literally the worst team in the league right now. I like their chance to maybe get to 6 games in a row with W's if they're able to beat the Devils here tomorrow. Or today, whenever this goes up. Anyways, that's it. I'm very happy with how this team's playing right now. I mean, seriously, that's 3 wins in a row. And not just 3 wins in a row that were very dominant, but 3 wins in a row that were dominant on the road. I like to see that. A team that plays well away from home. Now they get to be at home for pretty much the next month, it feels like. So I'm excited to see what this team can continue to do over the next couple weeks, and we'll get together again next week. So that's it. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button if you really liked it and want to see more content from me. And keep the conversation going down in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about Connor Bedard being a godsend for this franchise at just 20 years old. And without further ado, I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.